Meeting to order. I do certify we have a quorum, 4 members present, 1 member absent, Jason Snuggs. First item, agenda item 2, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding FY21 budget amendment. Commissioner Arndt.
Yeah, I need to move some money out of contingency to my equipment. I'm purchasing another truck. I'm replacing one of them that I'm selling. And we thought we'd have the auction done by now, but it's not, so I gotta move some money to break. Then I'll get the auction money in and move it back. And I just need to get that done. So I make the motion to move it.
Have a motion to move and accept the budget amendment.
Second.
Have a second from Commissioner Hollowell. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 4-0. Item number 3, deliberate and consider possible approval of proposal from Komatsu Architecture for AE adjusted professional service fee for Annex Phase 2 and budget amendment for same. The attachments down there kind of giving an overview of what the cost is and what it entails. Everybody had a chance to look at that?
The only question I have about it is that beam coming back in there. What are they talking about? The addition of the courtroom will require another added joist supports that we've gone back and forth on that so many times.
Well, there, as you guys are aware, there was 2 different modifications made. The north portion of the building had 1 set of joists put in it. And that's the one that we're still waiting for Komatsu to clarify whether we are exceeding the load limit with the storage that we have up there or not. And then the south end of the building only received the additional 2 by 12 joists. So I'm a little confused as well. I'm still waiting for feedback from Komatsu and their engineering team to define exactly what we have on each end of the building. So I can't give you clarification at this point. They're still doing the research. The engineer is a young lady by the name of Julie Boland. I talked to her yesterday, day before. And she's still working on it, but she needs some more information from someone in her office who was out.
I mean, we're going to have a decision one way or another, so.
Yeah.
Move to approve.
Have a move to approve the budget amendment for the Komatsu architecture change for Phase 2 of the annex from Commissioner Hollowell. Oh, no budget amendment, that's right. Shelley fixed that for me, yeah. I'm sorry. So I have a motion to accept the Komatsu architecture proposal for Annex Phase 2 in the sum of $14,000.
I'll second it.
I have a second by Commissioner Arndt. Any further discussion?
Yeah, this is really a mess because we were supposed to have a heavier than we needed north end of the building. And we could have put, and I distinctly remember, we could have put anything we wanted to up there. What kept us from putting more storage up there was the fire marshal. And then it was the south side wasn't strengthened. Now the south side was strengthened, the north side wasn't strengthened like it's supposed to be. So we paid money for all this 10 years ago. And I really don't want to give them anything until somebody comes up here and really tells us what in the world, what in the hell we have upstairs. Because we got a lot of weight sitting above the tag office. And I know we've said we don't think it's sagging any, but Rick Stacey said in here that day, we looked in there and we don't have the right joists. And now we switch from the south side to the north side. And before we give them any money, I think somebody needs to come and tell us what in the world we really do have. Or someone give me what's the word I'm looking for? A drop dead date that we're going to start getting dinged, oh, we found this. And then now, well, when we got into it, now we found this, it's going to be another $10,000. Because that has happened before, happened in this building. They found surprises and there wasn't anything we could do but fix them. But I really think we need to get them up here. I know, Rick, did you ever look on you all looked on the south side above the courtroom, right?
Yes.
But you never looked on the east side, on the south side? Or did you?
Yeah, we kind of looked 2 or 3 different places across there. And on the south side, all of them are the same. There's a 2 to 12 sandwiched on the side of the existing.
All the way through the whole south side?
Yes.
See, I don't understand what in the world is going on, because Stacey said that, Stacey being Rick Stacey, that the south side with the 2 2x12s was good enough for standard offices and for the people that we were going to have up there. Now it's changed and we're getting a $14,000 bill. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents.
I agree with Leon. They need to get up here and they need to clarify it one way or another. But I think they're not going to come for free. And part of this $14,000 is for the current drawings and stuff of that nature. So I think
Well, if we have the wrong floor joists like they have said we have, they should have already been up here for free, because they're the ones that told us it was wrong. But you've got your motion and your second. I just want that out there. I'm concerned we're going to get a couple of more of these before we get anything. Anyway.
No, I agree. I think that and I'll forward her email that she sent me on the 28th of where they're at in doing their analysis for the floor joists. But yes, we did not get what we paid for. There's no doubt about that, and we need to.
The maddening thing about that, Judge, is these folks are supposed to be the upper echelon of architect and engineering firms. We pay dearly for this. We do. They charge plenty.
Yeah.
And if we haven't gotten what we're supposed to gotten, or got whatever the correct English is, they need to come up here. Anyway.
more recently, they've caused more confusion going back and forth on which floor's secure and which one's not. I mean, it's been, less than 60 days ago, they were telling us, oh, you can do anything you want to. Well, you can't put more than 50 people on the south side, then you can do anything you want to on the south side. So yes, I absolutely agree that they need to come up here and they need to define it. So.
Okay, so we can have them up here for the court on the 14th to give us an overview. They should have all their engineering evaluations completed by then. And we can have a better sense of, is there any restitution required by anyone? Back to the motion.
Can you please change that to a contract change order?
So the motion needs to be moved to approve contract change order with Komatsu.
Yes.
Okay, so still a motion.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Hollowell to approve, what was the terminology?
Contract change order.
Contract change order.
Contract change order for Komatsu Architecture. And I have a second. from Commissioner Adam to approve the contract change. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
I want some clarification before I give him any more money.
Okay. We have approval 3-1 with Commissioner Clement, nay. Item number 3, deliberate and consider possible approval of, let's move down to 4. Deliberate and consider possible actions regarding courthouse entries. What this is about is I have been solicited now by several people wanting to go ahead and open up the courthouse. He's not here today, but I talked to the security, what is his name? Daniel, yeah, Barthol. And he's okay with opening it up. Originally, he and Ed had thought it would be better if we continued with the one entry, but after further discussion, there's too many complications with that it really doesn't add anything to the security. So,
Does the sheriff have any thoughts on this?
well, I'm assuming that Daniel represents his interest.
Because I think the way the law is, isn't he the one in charge of courthouse security, him and the Commissioners Court, I believe? So, okay, so he cleared it with Daniel and the sheriff cleared it with each other?
I have no idea whether he spoke to the sheriff or not.
All right, well, just
We can certainly get Ray on the phone.
I spoke to the sheriff. Sheriff said it's the people's building, it ought to be open, is what,
Okay, so someone did speak to the sheriff.
I mean, for what it's worth, I had that conversation, not trying to put words in the sheriff's mouth, but that's my understanding, the gist of our conversation.
I know in years past, when we've had discussions about this building, I have been informed by one previous sheriff some years back that, Commissioner, I'm in charge of courthouse security, so I want to make sure the sheriff had his say.
Well, let's put him on the spot.
No, don't do that. If Gary talked to him,
I did talk to him.
if Gary already cleared it with him, that's fine.
Okay,
I just wanted to make sure he had some input.
we can certainly call him if you would like and put him on speaker real quick and get any insight that he might have.
He'd probably say, I already told Gary it's fine.
All right. Any other thoughts or concerns?
It would be very difficult to make it a one entry. We did that, but if you really did it for the security, it would be hard to do because they can go out of any door in this place.
I think most law enforcement security are all about one entry if the building would accommodate one entry
Yeah.
feasibly, but this one won't because so many access points and ground level restrooms, stuff of that nature.
It wouldn't work.
It'd be nice if it was designed that way, but the building not being designed that way, it's not cost effective nor
It just wouldn't
feasible.
work.
What do you want to do, Judge? Do you need a motion? You just gonna
I
go
think
make
we
it
need a
happen?
motion.
What are y'all doing? I'd make the motion, we remove the barricades from the courthouse entry. Is that the way that needs to be worded?
I believe that would work. I have a
Open it to
motion.
public access?
Have a motion from Commissioner Hollowell to open up the courthouse entries and remove the barriers.
Second.
Have a second from Commissioner Clement. Any further discussion?
Have a little bit more. What about, so we're opening the courthouse up.
Yep.
And-
Effective immediately?
I talked to your secretary this morning about the water fountains because she was standing there getting some water out of the water fountain. Did we get to open the water fountains up so people can actually get a drink in here?
No, that's a good question. I believe we should.
I agree.
Rick, I don't see any complication.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure in case we get out of here and someone says, well, the commissioners never said we could. Now you can go.
No, that's a good point.
Did you say those barricades were precinct 3?
I thought they were yours.
Absolutely believe they are.
Yeah.
Now, the barrels are emergency management.
Are you sure? I thought John brought a bunch of barrels up here too. Did he take his home?
Well, and then the barricades, for some, I was on the impression that a big part of it was precinct 3's, but
Well,
now,
I know the barricades are precinct 3. I thought most of the barrels came from Ray.
That's great.
Well, and that may be,
Ray will clarify that with you. And if he says they're his, tell him you need to borrow them.
Because
Or if he needs them, come and get them.
It's for
Ray's
emergency
barrels
management.
cleans at the end, they don't have any dirt or anything.
what you saying, Rick? We don't keep our barrels clean in road and bridge out there on them muddy roads?
We bought them brand new.
You work a little harder than Ray.
Sure, come on. Now then, look at that.
I think.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Hollowell to open up the courthouse entries effective immediately along with the water fountains. I have a second for that motion from Commissioner Clement. Any further
Yeah, I
discussion?
guess, do we need to add anything to that that says that the district judge and stuff will still control their second floor or third floor or whatever it is?
We can certainly do that. Let's change the motion a bit then.
No, I mean, don't you do, I mean, we don't want to think we're overpowering the district judge or anything. I mean,
No.
so we open it to pre-COVID standards and continue to secure the
The courtrooms as,
district judges will continue to control entry to their courtrooms.
sure.
I don't,
No, I think that's a good idea. I don't know if the OCA has actually came back with another ruling or not. I haven't heard anything directly. Has anyone else? So I think it's still to the discretion of the judge as far as the OCA is concerned as to what will be the criteria for their courtroom.
for entering the courtroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
So let's reword this and say that we have a motion to reopen the courthouse along with the water fountains, with the understanding that each judge has the authority through the OCA to regulate entry and protocol within their court. And do I still have a second from Commissioner Clement? Yep. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. It carries 4-0. Okay, item number 5, deliberate and consider possible approval of the letter from Belltown Power. They hit me up again about that after we had interviewed the young man. And to the best of my knowledge, there is no regulations, either state or local, concerning batteries. Have all you guys had a chance to look over that letter? It's verbatim to the same one that Jason Brinkley gave them for their solar panels. The only difference is they've changed the terminology to battery storage. And what their thoughts are is that they need that in order to solicit investors in the project. I don't see a problem with it. It looks like we've done it before.
Move to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Clement to approve the letter request from Belltown.
I'll second that, but I want some discussion on that, if it's okay.
I have a second from Commissioner Hollowell, and further discussion?
I understand that the previous judge wrote this.
Yes.
I don't ever remember it coming through the court.
I don't know that it did.
But a concern I have here is I would like to see us take the position of this is what we require permits for, which is primarily septic and culverts and stuff of that nature. It's almost like we went out and done the research and we talked to all these SUDs and all these other entities, and we're now speaking for them to say they don't have requirements. I would like to say, I'd like to see the letter say, this is what the county requires. You need to reach out to anybody else because we don't want to speak for them. Because right now, and I don't know what prompted Jason to do this in the previous letter, but we're talking water districts, water authorities, any other facilities. I don't know that we know that, nor do I know that we have the authority to speak for them. It's almost like we went off and done the research and asked the question, and I doubt that we've done that. But I would,
No, we can put in the clarification statement. It does iterate in several instances that Cooke County does not have. Cooke County, so on and so forth. But I think it's a good idea to put a clarification that we cannot speak for any other.
I looked at it as just a question, does Cooke County have any regulatory jurisdiction? And we don't. It's just like the wind farm, everything else. We can't tell people what to do with some private property. I mean, if you think you need another paragraph in there, but I don't know. We don't. There isn't anything that we have.
like I said, if we didn't go off and talk to, furthermore, there are no special use districts such as water authorities, irrigation, y'all can read that and have, I'm sure. I would have just limited what we do regulate, and
You could
it's virtually
take
nothing. I'm sorry, Leon.
You could take the sentence out, or the part of the sentence is, nor are there any local government permits or approvals or risks. Now, that doesn't just say Cooke County, that says local government, and that covers everybody. That might
Yep.
be
No, that's a good point.
the only thing that I see really. Now, the water authority, they have a water district. I remember when Jason wrote this. I thought we had talked about it.
I mean,
I don't remember taking a vote on, but there's a lot of things I don't remember taking a vote on. I've read this before.
and I'm not adamantly opposed to it, obviously, but I'm just saying it looks to me like we took a little broader sweep with the brush than we actually needed to, because we know what we control. I don't know what everybody else controls, especially when you start talking about environmental. Especially with, there may be some burial grounds or something out there because it's along the river.
That's not along the river.
Well, it's close to the Indian territory.
You're stretching it as bad as what we're stretching it. Any local government permit is the thing that.
I think that we should take out everything below nor. Are there any local government
Yeah,
permits?
the only thing we really, we don't have any environmental or any other permit things that we regulate.
Yeah.
But stick to what we do. I don't disagree, but stick to
Yeah.
what we're responsible for. We don't require environmental study.
Yeah. So looking at this, if we remove everything after nor are there any local government permits, approvals, or registration requirements applicable to the construction of or operation of, and it goes on to say, furthermore, there are no special use districts such as water authorities and irrigation districts. I think that whole thing from nor down should be removed, because we're talking about entities that we don't have control over.
Yes.
That's kind of where I'm headed with this, guys. I think we're not overreaching.
I don't either. I think the rest of it's okay, but that's a good point.
The local, any other local government kind of gets a little buggy.
Yeah.
Of course, an attorney wordsmithed this and repeated it about 3 times.
Yeah. I think you could shorten it, should be fine.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Clement to accept the letter, except removing the verbiage from nor are there down. And I have a second from Commissioner Clement for the same.
You can't do that.
I can't do that. I probably could, but y'all wouldn't like it.
He motioned, I seconded.
Okay, I'm sorry, I can start all over.
I really could do that.
We understand what you're trying to say.
All right. That's what's going to happen when old age sets in. Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Clement to accept the letter, but removing the verbiage from nor are there any local government permits, and all of the subsequent information. And I have a second from Commissioner Hollowell for the same. Any further discussion?
Let's let the record show that Commissioner Snug shows up, when if he votes here, it'll be,
I was going to abstain.
you don't have to, you heard it.
Well, I heard it, but I didn't hear the.
But that record needs to show you're here anyway. So.
Okay, please let the record show that Commissioner Snuggs has joined us at approximately 10:50.
I didn't recognize him.
and he has chose to abstain on this particular issue.
Due to tardiness, and I apologize for that.
Oh, no worry. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Discussion. So this isn't the deal about the abatement or none of that?
No.
This is just the, okay.
Yeah, just a
This
letter.
doesn't have anything to do with that.
No.
We're just admitting that we don't have a way to regulate.
Right. I just want them to be clear.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
They realize that.
Okay. I'm good, yes.
Okay, the motion carries 4-0, and Commissioner Snuggs abstains.
Because we noted you absent, we need.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all.
Okay. Last item on the agenda is adjournment.
Can we add that deal about Rick sent that deal about the roof guy? Should we put that on our next meeting?
Oh,
If we all want
yes.
to be together on that?
Rick, you want us all to come together for that? What do you believe that's going to be about?
It's going to be the pre-construction meeting where they have a contractor there and all parties for instructions. We can ask questions where we need to
Okay,
re-roofing all the roof damage, hail damage roofs.
okay. So would they like to have a special meeting of the court so they can have us all in attendance and give us a briefing? Is there going to be any need for us to do anything extraordinary here, like,
Typically, you don't do that. You have judge and one commissioner there.
okay.
Auditor usually there. TEC, try to be here, I'm sure.
What day you gonna do that?
I'm trying to figure out what the best day is. They want to do it the week of the 14th.
Well, we have court that Monday,
I'll meet with you with them since,
okay? But there's no possibility they're going to want to shut down the third floor for 2 days, or hot tar will be seeping through the walls, or anything silly like that? Okay.
Shouldn't be any of that.
hot tar seeping through the wall.
That's part of what this is going to be about. There are specifications that the contractor's going to have to abide by.
Okay,
That'll all be discussed in that meeting.
understand.
How much noise they can make.
What's going to happen if they get shut down.
Okay.
That's-
Have you checked with Judge Haverkamp and Judge Morris and make sure they're not holding court that week? The week they plan to do it, we certainly need to take that into considerations. So if you would, reach out to both of them, and if they have a schedule of court, it should be on their website. We should be able to tell. I'll bring that to the meeting. So we definitely want to make sure that the construction isn't in that week.
We don't know for sure how long it will take them to do the job.
Yeah, you need to find that out first, and it may not be as loud as you're afraid it's gonna be. Maybe worse. Maybe they can work around court.
Yeah. Let's try to make sure they,
I think we'll find out in the meeting, but I think the plan is for them to set up on that corner of the building, which is right by Judge Morris's courtroom.
They might wanna set up somewhere else.
Well, you get over here, you're right by Judge Haverkam's courtroom. So
we'll work it out. But those are all questions we're going to need to get clarification on.
that's what that meeting's all about, for us to iron out.
Okay.
Details about it.
There's other corners. You don't have to set up above courtroom.
Anything else? Okay, we'll work with you on getting a date for that week, but it looks to me like anything after the 14th we can probably work with. Anything else? Having a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
Have a motion from Commissioner Arndt to adjourn.
Second.
I have a second from Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.